and I am back to present a STEM challenge to you. So remember, STEM challenge, it involves in the engineering process. So we're going to be asking a question, imagining how we could answer that question, coming up with a plan, creating and testing and seeing if we can improve our creation, and then reflecting on what we did to go back to asking a question again, and that cycle just continues over and over. The challenge is asking yourself, how can you help keep birds safe from predators? This does involve Peeps, so mom and dad might have to go to the store and buy you some Peeps to help you complete the STEM challenge. So the question is, how can you help keep birds safe from predators? So in order to do that, our next part of the process is to imagine what we could do to help keep birds safe from predators. So that is how we are going to, the challenge is to construct a tree that will hold a peep in. So you will be creating some sort of possible bird's nest that might look something like this with some linking cubes and some peeps. You'll need pipe cleaners or toothpicks to help you create your bird's nest. So before we can start planning, we need to imagine what birds might need for their bird's nest. So I thought I'd start off by reading you a story that says, Bird builds a nest. It was a beautiful day. Bird is up early. She's got a lot to do. First, she needs some breakfast. What she wants is a nice, juicy worm. Bird pulls hard, but the worm pulls back. It's a big worm, and it's strong. Too strong for Bird. This one's better. It's smaller and not as strong. Delicious. Now Bird can get on with her work. She's not looking for worms now. She needs twigs, lots of twigs. This one's too heavy, and so is this one. All of these will do fine. Bird can carry one large twig or two medium-sized twigs, or 3 or 4 small twigs, although it's hard to fit too many in her beak at once. She's building her nest. It's not quite finished though. Carefully, she pushes a twig into the side of the nest and pulls its end back out. Pushing and pulling, she gets all the twigs in place. She works for hours, fetching and carrying, flying back and forth, pushing and pulling. Sometimes she drops a twig, but it doesn't matter. She's looking for softer things now, dried grass and feathers. They're very light. She can carry lots of these at once. She tucks them into place, turning around and around, pushing her whole body. She makes a snug little cup, smooth and soft on the inside. The nest is ready and waiting. Can you guess what it's waiting for? Eggs! 5 of them, speckled and beautiful and getting ready to hatch. And that's the end of Bird Builds a Nest. So thinking about going back and seeing how you can build a bird's nest to keep birds safe from predators, your next step is to plan, but before you plan, there's some words that you might need to know to help you plan the best kind of bird's nest that you can build using either toothpicks, peeps, cubes, is the words that you might need to know is shelter. A shelter is a place that gives protection from weather and predators. Intersecting, so you might want to intersect your toothpicks or your pipe cleaners when two lines meet or cross each other. Remember, it is important to have balance, so equal weight on both sides to provide that support so that it's able to hold that weight as it's balanced on top of a treetop. Before you can plan, so mom and dad can print all of this off for you, or you could just do it, look on the computer and do it on a separate piece of paper, is that you might want to think about some animals that actually build nests. What type of nests do they build? And what birds' nests need? So what do they need when they go to lay their eggs and there's little birds in there that they need to feed? What does their nest need to look like, and how does it need to be balanced? So the next step in the process is to be able to plan. So there is a blueprint right here where you can draw a picture of the nest, draw your materials. How many cubes high is your nest going to be off of the ground to keep it safe from all those predators? And how many peeps are actually going to fit in your nest? How many birds can it hold? Always at the end, once you have designed and you have then built your possible bird's nest, once you have built that, always at the end, the last thing in our process before we start all over again is to reflect. So asking yourself, what was difficult about this challenge? Or what challenges do real birds might face when building a nest? So there's lots of questions that you can be asking yourself to reflect at the end and that you could write responses to. I hope that you're up for the challenge. I miss each one of you, and I can't wait till we are back together again. I will see you all soon. Bye.